Our first pick sees 20th place Southampton playing 5th place Newcastle, and Southampton suffered another defeat in their last match against Nottingham Forest. Anderson opened the scores when his deflected shot snuck past Ramsdale at the near post, with Hudson-Odoi and Chris Wood making it 3-0 by half-time, which really ended the game as a contest. Or so many thought. Southampton did go on to score twice in the second period to bring a comeback into question, bringing the scores to 3-2 with 12 additional minutes left to play, but there would be no third goal for the Saints, 3-2 the final score. In terms of form, that's 5 losses in a row in the Premier League for Southampton, and they're winless in their last 12 Premier League matches. They host a Newcastle side who also suffered defeat in their last game at the hands of Bournemouth. A Justin Kluivert hat-trick was the headline difference between the sides as the Cherries cruised to a 4-1 win. When we take a look at the stats, we can see that this was no fluke of a result as Bournemouth generated 19 shots, created 4 big chances, E of 2.26, which is almost 3 times that of their hosts. In terms of form, this defeat for Newcastle did break a 6-game winning streak in the Premier League. But European football is not out of the question at this stage. They do need to keep adding points to the board. When we look at the head-to-head records, Newcastle won the reverse fixture by a single goal to nil. However, with Shah being sent off after just 28 minutes, Southampton did have most of the play in the match. They took 75% of the possession with 19 shots and 3 big chances, and all of that culminated to an XG of 1.77 compared to Newcastle's 0.25. However, the deciding moment in the game came from Joe Linton's strike on the stroke of half-time. Southampton were caught short passing out from the back, Isaac winning the ball in the penalty box and squaring it across to the Brazilian. Kamikaze stuff from the Saints, and not for the first time this season. That win for Newcastle made it 4 in a row over Southampton in the Premier League and 6 in a row across all competitions, with Newcastle unbeaten in the last 8 competitive encounters. My prediction for today's game is that this feels like a pretty open and shut case for me. Newcastle are a side hoping for European football and were on a good run of form until the last match, and they visit a side that in all likelihood will be playing Championship football next year. If Newcastle manage to keep 11 men on the field, I expect a very one-sided match and a dominant win for Newcastle, so I'm going to back the Magpies for a full stake here in bet number 1.